Hello everybody and welcome to Toyah at Home. I'm in the middle of the Bay of Biscay. It's been a very interesting 48 hours. I think it's what people call high pressure, when the waves have been at least 4 meters, probably a small wave for the Atlantic, but this ship has been rocking in more ways than one. I'm on the Britannia. Chris Wong and I have already done 6 shows. We've got 1 more to do, and then we get back to Southampton. I open Proud Cabaret, and then I'm back on the Posh Pop tour. It's been an amazing week. Something has happened this week that it's probably the highlight of my career, and hopefully we can announce it before Christmas, if not in the new year. But it's just been a really exciting, wonderful, special time. Having amazing time on this wonderful ship with brilliant comedians who've become friends. Gareth Gates is just that way in the next cabin. He's been singing on board too. And it's just been one of those wonderful, friendly 2 weeks where we can all get together, gossip about the industry and have lots of fun. This week, I'm going to be talking about Levitate, very special song. It's a song that started in my pajamas. I was playing guitar one Sunday morning, and I was just jamming through a chord sequence, very high energy, and I thought I'm going to have to send this to Simon Darlow. Simon loved it, and as Simon does, because he's an absolutely brilliant composer, he kind of progressed the idea I had into what became the Levitate chorus. And Simon and I work a lot with EGA. It's a fabulous sequence for high energy rock, and it's a fabulous sequence for me to sing to. I find it, the progression through those particular chords, very, very exciting. So let's play the video and then we'll take it from there. This is Levitate. Enjoy.
How's your day? It's time to play. Glitter ball, chaos, heaven on my mind. Oxygen, breathing, gravity pulling us down. 12 seconds to midnight. Levitate, levitate, up, up, up. Levitate, no gravity, we're getting higher. Levitate, gotta get away. Levitate, time to breathe. Levitate, no gravity, we're getting higher. Drift away, escape, liberty, born again. From the womb through the earth to the sky. This is me. This is you. This is us. We are unique. We love
So that was the video for Levitate, shot in my garden in lockdown at the beginning of May this year with Master Fripp and Simon Darlow. So the song originally started with a sequence I was playing on guitar that I called Cellophane Lies, and I can still use that idea. But Simon likes to take my initial ideas and then we make them ours. We change them. We're just not scared of throwing something away and starting again, but using that nucleus, that moment of inspiration to find something else that takes us beyond the original idea. Then the song was called Gravity, and it took a long time to get over this because gravity seemed such a normal thing to sing about while we were all still locked in our homes, and the weight of gravity, not being able to escape gravity, how everything on this planet functions around gravity. But then we thought that doesn't say what we need, and we both felt that we needed to levitate, to lift up out of the situation, to have the freedom, the choice to go where we wanted to go. And if it meant the only way we could do that, we would levitate. And thus the song was born. But right up until June, when it was being mixed by Paul Stacey, we were still saying, Paul, with Gravity, could you do this? And Paul would come back to us and say, I haven't got a song called Gravity. And it's like, yeah, sorry, it's called Levitate. Everything about this song is to encourage you to dance. Really important. I wanted to be on the road with an album promoting movement, joy, happiness, a sense of the gigs being a party. So we start off with this kind of secretive, quiet moment. How's your day? That is simple. That line came from when Meghan Markle did an interview for the news, and a journalist said to her, how are you? And Meghan Markle said, thank you, no one ever asked me that. And this is interesting because for me, being married to Robert Fripp, no one ever asks me how I am. The only thing I ever get asked is how is Robert? And I now reply, you have to ask him, I'm not his keeper. So I completely identified with that moment that Meghan Markle was explaining as she'd come out of quite a dark time. So we wanted to start the album with, how's your day? It's time to play. Glitter Ball. It's just all about potential, the future, letting go of the past and moving on. So many of us have been shut within four walls and not had fresh air. So that whole thing about oxygen, breathing, in, out, it's reinvigorating, it's starting again. And then we hit the chorus, levitate, it's time to play. Levitate, let's get out there and party. The second verse is really important because it's about the unification of all of us that we experienced during the lockdown period. It's about how we were all sharing the same experience, the same fears, the same hopes, and the same frustrations. So I wanted the second verse to be about the hope in the future, that unification, that coming together remained once we were out in the open. So drift away, escape, liberty. Liberty is an incredibly important word to me. 35 years ago, I was touring a stage play called Amadeus. It's about Mozart, and I was playing Constanza, Mozart's wife. And also in the daytime, while touring this play with Tim Pigott-Smith and Richard McCabe, I was performing in prisons. I played about 34 prisons around the UK. And the word liberty took on such depth to me because I was going into the prisons in the morning, performing a one-woman show about Janis Joplin, and then I left the prisons about 2 in the afternoon. And I realised I had my freedom. And I was performing to people that could have been aunts, uncles, grandparents, parents. These were pretty normal-looking people, but they happened to be in prison. And it affected me a lot. And I realised how precious our liberty, our democracy is, and our sense of choice. So I really wanted to put that word into a song, liberty. We had to work with that word a bit, because it's quite syllabic. It's liberty. It's not a natural word to put in a lyric, but we made it work. Simon almost cut it up and pasted it together so that it has that spring, that unnatural sound about it, and we got it in, and it means so much to me. Obviously, the next words, born again, from the womb to the earth to the sky, is about us re-emerging, phoenix from the flames, the pupa, the butterfly coming from the catalyst, the pupa, right through to being released to being a butterfly. It's about that glorious release of coming out of all of this better people, and that is what that second verse is about.
Time to breathe, levitate, no gravity, we're getting higher.
We got Fripp into the studio. He did his usual thing. He had the chord sheet. He did it all on a first take. This wonderful anger and expressionism coming through his hands with incredible energy. And he said on that day, he said, it's not what you play, it's who's playing it. Well, he is very special, and we know that. I'm just going to show you the scene, because it's getting rougher and rougher. I mean, we're really being shaken around here, but it's so glorious and it's so exciting. On stage yesterday, I had to ask if the grand piano was actually anchored down, and they said, yeah, don't worry, it's bolted to the floor, because we were just doing this all night. Funny enough, I've developed my sea legs. It's not been a problem on this trip to be thrown around the way we are at the moment. So back to Fripp. He just got that guitar in one take, and then we always said to him, do a throwaway take, and that's when he adds all the colour, all the uniqueness. He just broadens the song. So it was wonderful to hear him do that.
Hold me down. We love.
There's a process after the vocals have gone down and all the guitars and the instruments have gone down, and it's called the cleaning up process. And during this, when Simon was marrying our voices together, because he does BVs along with me, and he was putting the tracks together ready for mixing, he came up with this brilliant idea for the arrangement at the end, and it is, I don't want to come down, I don't want to come down. And it's just so wonderful. It's like the payoff at the end of the song, and I love it. I love singing it live, because you're going through the energy of this track live, and you're singing, levitate, time to play, levitate, gotta get away, no gravity, we're getting higher, I don't wanna come down, don't wanna come down. It's so defiant, it's so two fingers up to what has happened to us in the last 17 months. It's just a beautiful payoff. Then I managed to get Darlo and Fripp to the house to shoot the video. Now here's irony of ironies. In April we had a heat wave. When we shot the video in the garden for Levitate, the night before we had one of the most severest frosts of the year, and it killed everything in the garden. And I wanted this feeling of kind of a Japanese Zen garden, with the boys up against the blue sky, with the magnolia trees in full blossom. Well, the night before, the frost killed the blossom. And I thought, well, we're still going to do that shot. And I stuck them both individually on a kind of iron table and shot up at the sky, so that they looked like giants in the frame, playing up to the greater beings up there. And they played ball, they did it. Then we shot the rest of the video on white screen and black screen, with me alternating from black clothes to white clothes. The CDs we used as a reflective trick. It's also a wink and a nod back to the documentary from 1981 called Toyah, 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 where I'm using mirrors during the filming of IER to reflect light back down the camera lens. So I was holding these CDs where we were shooting in the house, and I thought, oh my goodness, that's exactly like that section in the Toyah documentary. So we used it. It's also saying that we, our generation, we still love CDs, we love vinyl, we love solid product in our hands. We'll never accept streaming as the future of music 100%. We always love, can you see the sea spray? We will always love being able to buy a solid album, a solid CD, and putting it on the shelves. So I'm reflecting back the CD light back into the camera, and it's a big question mark. It's saying, is this the end of the CD? Is this beginning? Or is this just part of us evolving as musicians? And then at the end, boom, we all drop it. The opening of the video is shot in our cellar at our offices, where we have massive bank vaults, which I've used for Toyah and Robert's Sunday lunch over the past months. So we've got these gorgeous, very, very dark brick corridors, because at some point when the monastery ran the whole of my town before the dissolution of the monasteries and all of that, there was underground systems going from the river right through to our abbey, and we have some of those under our house. So we use those, and that is a nod and a wink to Studio 54 and being in the darkness of a disco. But actually we were in the darkness of underground tunnels that were well over 400 years old, which is another thing I love about that video. And then you just burst into the open with a sense of freedom. There are two fashion icons that I am flagging up during the making of the video. One is a cross between Marilyn Monroe in the white dress, but also many of the shots you saw of women dancing at Studio 54 back in the 1970s, and also how Roxy Music used very glamorous models of the day kind of moving and dancing that way, because I think Roxy Music album covers were the best album covers ever. Then when I switch to the black costume with the hat and the eye, well, the eye is definitely referencing Alice Cooper, because when I was very young, 12, 13, 14, I mean, the attitude of Alice Cooper kept me going. As a woman, it gave me confidence to just stand my ground. But then the rest is Liza Minnelli. It's Liza Minnelli in Cabaret in decadent Berlin, just before the beginning of the Second World War. So it's all of that kind of referencing, going to and fro, saying, have we changed? Are we just layering time upon time, decade upon decade, and going through similar experiences as if it is history simply repeating itself at a different level and a different time? So there are a lot of layers in Levitate, in the video and in the song. So everybody, thank you so much for your time and for listening to this. I hope I haven't made you feel seasick. It's getting gloriously stormy here. The wind is absolutely battering everything. I kind of love it. I can't believe that in 2012, my sister sailed around the world on a clipper racing yacht, and this would have been a calm day for her, and she was out on the seas for 12 months. And I remember one Christmas day she was about to get to Australia. I think it was Sydney rather than Adelaide, not sure, but I remember just feeling so worried about her, because she'd had to go right down through the north parts of Africa, through that treacherous sea, and then across to Australia. And it was really frightening being at home thinking of her doing this. And when you look at these seas, I mean, I'm on a ship that has 17 levels. She was on a sailing boat. So every time I'm in a situation like this, I think of her and how brave she was. Everyone, thank you so much for watching this. Tonight we have a burning question with the wonderful Mr. Bobby Wilcox, Robert Fripp, and tomorrow we have another rather strange Sunday lunch. Stay safe everybody, and let's see the video to Levitate again. See you soon. Lots of love from Toyah.
How's your day? It's time to play. Little ball, chaos.